Welcome to Copilot Podcasts.
You know that moment when your child says something that instantly triggers you? That split second when past trauma collides with present parenting? Today, we're diving deep into how single parents navigate trauma recovery while facing the ultimate question. Is finding a new partner practical, or is staying single actually better? We'll explore concrete strategies for healing and thriving, whether you choose to fly solo or seek companionship. And it's such a crucial topic because according to recent data, about 23% of U.S. children under 18 live with one parent. That's compared to just 7% worldwide.
Those numbers are striking. What's really happening in these families when it comes to dealing with past hurts while raising kids?
Well, what's fascinating is how trauma actually lives in the body. When a parent gets triggered by their child's behavior, it's not just an emotional response, it's neurological. The brain literally can't tell the difference between past threats and present moments.
Wait, so when my friend mentioned feeling completely overwhelmed by her kid saying no, that's actually her brain misreading signals?
Exactly. And this is where polyvagal theory comes in. It explains how our nervous system regulates our responses to stress through different pathways. For single parents, these responses can be even more intense because they're handling everything alone.
That makes so much sense. And I imagine this affects decisions about dating too?
Absolutely. Research shows that many single parents feel pressured to start dating again. But here's what's counterintuitive. Processing trauma alone might actually be more beneficial than rushing into a relationship for support.
Really? That seems to go against what society often tells single parents.
Right, and this is crucial. Studies indicate that the guilt many single parents feel about dating can actually prevent them from acknowledging their legitimate anger and frustration about their situation.
Let's talk about that guilt for a moment. What does the research say about its impact?
Well, according to recent studies, this guilt often serves as a barrier, preventing parents from focusing on their own healing. They feel they should sacrifice everything for their children.
That's heavy. How do you suggest single parents start addressing this?
The first step is understanding your triggers. When you know what sets off your stress response, you can create space between the trigger and your reaction.
And this applies whether someone's dating or staying single?
Exactly. The research shows that emotional stability needs to come first, regardless of relationship status. It's about building what psychologists call emotional resilience.
You know what's interesting? I recently came across a surprising statistic about single fathers.
The mortality rates? Yes, studies show single fathers have 3 times higher mortality rates than single mothers or partnered parents.
That's alarming. What's behind those numbers?
Research suggests it's often linked to reduced social support and higher stress levels. Single fathers are less likely to seek help or build support networks.
So having support matters more than relationship status?
Precisely. Studies consistently show that the quality of your support network has a bigger impact on well-being than whether you're dating or single.
Let's talk practical steps. What can single parents do to start healing?
Research points to 3 key areas: understanding your triggers, processing your own story, and building a strong support network, whether that includes a romantic partner or not.
And how does dating fit into this healing process?
According to experts, timing is crucial. The research suggests waiting until you've established emotional stability before introducing dating into the mix.
What about the kids? How do they factor into this decision?
Studies show children thrive on stability and routine. The key finding is that family structure matters less than the quality of relationships and emotional environment.
That's actually really encouraging for single parents.
Yes, and research from Cambridge University found that children of single mothers by choice showed no differences in emotional or behavioral problems compared to 2-parent families.
So it really comes down to the quality of parenting, not the number of parents?
Exactly. The research consistently shows that having 2 parents isn't essential for children to flourish. What matters is the quality of the parent-child relationship.
Let's talk about self-care. How important is that in this equation?
It's absolutely crucial. Studies show that single parents who prioritize self-care have better mental health outcomes and more positive relationships with their children.
But finding time for self-care as a single parent, that's tough, right?
Research actually suggests starting with just 1 hour a week. Even small amounts of dedicated self-care time can significantly reduce stress levels.
1 hour? That feels more manageable.
And the data shows it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Even brief periods of intentional self-care can help regulate the nervous system.
What about financial stress? That's a huge factor for single parents.
Yes, and this often influences the decision to date or stay single. Research shows single parents operating with smaller household incomes need to prioritize financial literacy.
So, would finding a partner help with financial stability?
Not necessarily. Studies indicate that rushing into relationships for financial reasons often leads to more stress and potential trauma.
That makes sense. What about the emotional impact of dating on kids?
Research recommends waiting until a relationship is serious and stable before involving children. Quick introductions can lead to attachment issues.
How do you know when you're ready to date?
According to mental health professionals, key indicators include emotional stability, processed grief, and established routines with your children.
And if you're not ready?
Then research supports focusing on building your support network through friendships and community connections instead.
That's really helpful. What about managing triggers while dating?
Studies show that understanding your attachment style and trauma responses is crucial before entering the dating world.
And how do you balance all of this with parenting?
Research emphasizes maintaining consistent routines with children while gradually introducing any changes. Stability remains the priority.
What about the pressure from family or friends to start dating?
Studies show external pressure often leads to premature dating, which can interfere with trauma healing. It's important to set boundaries.
So it's really about timing and readiness?
Exactly. The research consistently shows better outcomes when single parents prioritize healing and stability before pursuing new relationships.
What's your take on online dating for single parents?
Studies indicate it can be effective if approached mindfully, but it's important to be upfront about having children and maintaining clear boundaries.
And the impact on kids when dating does happen?
Research shows children adapt better when changes are introduced gradually and their feelings are acknowledged and respected throughout the process.
So there's no one-size-fits-all answer?
No, the research consistently shows that success depends on individual circumstances, healing progress, and support systems.
What's the most important thing for single parents to remember?
Studies emphasize that healing from trauma while parenting is possible, whether single or dating. The key is prioritizing emotional well-being.
Any final thoughts on making this decision?
Research shows the most successful outcomes come from making decisions based on emotional readiness rather than external pressure or expectations.
This has been incredibly insightful. What's your closing advice?
Trust the research, focus on healing first, build your support network, and remember that being a single parent doesn't mean you have to do everything alone.
Thank you for joining us on Copilot Podcasts. Remember, whether you choose to date or stay single, your healing journey matters, not just for you, but for your children too.